SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Waiting. You do it at grocery stores, in traffic, and at the doctor's office. But what if you could skip the wait altogether? Introducing Trust Care Plus, a healthcare membership that makes feeling better even faster. Skip the waiting room and enjoy priority access at any Trust Care clinic. Sick kid? Text your care crew day or night. Get discounts on prescriptions and so much more. Wait no more. Feeling better just got a whole lot faster. Join Trust Care Plus today. Plans start from just $15 a month. Learn more at trustcarehealth.com/plus.
I'll pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Roll A, fade up on A.
Southern Miss to the top. You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour.
Hey, we're glad you are. SuperTalk Eagle Hour is on the air, and we appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Full house here in the Southern Bancorp studio. Bob Getty, Kelly Sander, Dima Mixon, glad you're with us. Opening segment of our show sponsored today by Dickey's Barbecue Pit, which is a great place to have dinner tonight with your family. Great place anytime to cater your next event. Dickey's is always good. Had a little studio issue in here. We broke a chair the other day. Actually, I think you broke that, Dana.
I think Kelly broke it.
And so we replaced it, but the chair that we replaced it with is much smaller, shorter than the one that Kelly's sitting in. So when Dima looks to his left, he's waist high with Kelly.
Yeah,
Can you describe that for us?
I see things that no eye should see. Let's just say that.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's not too late to poor Glyn Dyar. Every time he comes on this show, he'll start out with some ridiculous diatribe.
It's something about you, Glyn.
It's just total body mass. That's all you see.
It just brings the worst out in us.
And I just see a mouth at the top moving. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Total body mass. But I think you went too far because I'm wearing a black shirt, and he said it looks like a visual of the Black Sea. I said, thanks a lot, Dima.
With a mouth at the top.
Yeah.
It never stops moving.
Oh, never. Glyn Dyar joins us. I hope he's going to keep coming back. I apologize for these two guys, Glenn. Sometimes they seem to get out of control on Wednesday.
Now.
Hey, we're glad to have you on the show. We're going to switch gears a little bit today. It's an off week, obviously, in football, and we've got Travis Creel coming on a little later in the show. And wanted to bring Glenn on. Does a great job covering Southern Miss athletics. I understand he's been at every scrimmage. And Glenn, just kind of give us, first of all, your observation from where you're sitting about what you're seeing out there at fall baseball.
Yeah, well, I was just putting together, the thing that jumps off, the paper first is he put together another good freshman pitching class. All those guys are going to be good in time. His rule is if you bring in a pitching class, if 50% of them contribute in some meaningful way, he's happy with it. Last time I talked to him, he felt like with this group, maybe 75% could contribute. That's pretty big. The big story is going to be, trying to rebuild the middle of that defense with going to need a new shortstop, new second baseman, and a new center fielder. So that's going to be a big task for them this fall ball.
It does seem like a big task, and then you've got, a legendary right fielder and a center fielder that's drafted after, 1 year in college. That's a big task, man. I mean, do you think is the fan base and all of us maybe underestimating the significance of the loss, or do you think that there's enough talent on the team that they can step right in and pick up where those guys left off?
I don't think there's any way that they can be as good up the middle as they were last year, and that's not to say that we won't be good, but your center fielder defensively was elite, and your other two guys in the middle at shortstop and at second base were not elite, but they were extremely steady, really good. Made plays that they didn't necessarily have a chance to make sometimes up the middle, but steady all the way around. It's going to be interesting to see what we look like, as when we get into spring.
And Glenn, a story that I put out today on HubCitySpokes.com, Pine Belt Sports, if you want to check it out, was talking about the four players that you're talking about, losing Ozzie Pratt, Nick Monaster, Jake Cook in center, and then obviously Pato in right field. When you put those stats together, that's half of last year's RBIs, more than half of the RBIs. So you're not only losing solid defensive play, you're losing a large chunk of last year's offensive production as well.
Yeah, no doubt, Dima. That's where you need a guy like Gillespie to to up his game. And when I talked to Coach Creel, he talked about, and y'all may want to talk further with him about it. He took care of some mechanical issues with Gillespie over the summer. He stayed around here and worked on that, and it looks like it's worked out. He's already taken 2 out of the yard in the first 2 weeks. And similar thing with Ben Higdon. Ben's probably going to take over the right field spot where Pato was. And they've worked on some things mechanically in his lower half, to make him a little more consistent. And the other day when I was there, he had an opposite field shot. So those 2 guys, along with South Alabama transfer Kyle Morrison and ULL transfer Stelly, those guys are going to have to, pick it up in terms of the power numbers for Southern Miss. And I think they're capable of doing so.
So at shortstop, the matchup or the battle, if you will, in fall is going to be Seth Smith and Ty Long there at shortstop. Second base seems like Kyle Morrison's to lose as of now. Where do you see the battle at center field? Because obviously they have a ton of outfield pieces. It could be a Joey Urban position, but they might want to put him in left field. And when they get Stelly back, it might be his to lose. That position to me seems like the one that could be really anybody.
Yeah, the one issue, of course, as you spoke, Stelly, he had to have a little back surgery done. I think they shaved a little off a disc to clean up something that has been bothering him for the last 3 years of his career, which should only make him a better ball player. What you do miss is the chance for, Coach Creel to maybe work out some kinks with his swing, during fall ball, but it is what it is. In a perfect world with Stelly 100%, healthy, I think it's Urban in left, Stelly in center, Higdon in right, and Gillespie's probably your DH at that point.
But to show you the health of the Southern Miss baseball program, Dima, you were talking about half of their RBIs having graduated. I would contend that if you would have taken those guys out last year and replaced them with some of the guys that are on the roster now, there might not have been a big disparity in RBIs. They just haven't had the chance. And that's why with Southern Miss, it's like, next. It's like, the team is so healthy top to bottom as far as personnel goes. You're not giving up a whole lot, it's my assertion, from one player to the next.
Yeah, no, I agree. And something, I just think they didn't have the power that you're losing with Nick Monaster for number one. If they would have had another second baseman. But obviously Kyle Morrison, he can become a Nick Monaster as far as power. They want him to be 15, 20 home runs, right, Glyn?
Yeah, you want him to be a double-digit guy and play some solid second base for you. Give you a little pop in that lineup from the left side.
And if he continues what he's done so far this fall, there's no reason to believe that he can't reasonably do that.
Yeah.
All right. One name you didn't mention there when you were kind of projecting the starting lineup is Gillespie, and that's interesting to me.
DH.
You think he will be the DH? That I may not have heard that, but certainly he needs to be in the batting lineup, right?
Oh, most definitely. I think, in terms of, who are the better defenders out there, the other 3 guys are probably a little more suited. I'm not knocking on Gillespie, but, like I said, in a perfect world, when you have your best defenders available, he probably is your DH.
I thought Higgins last year was not only a batting force, but he just made some spectacular plays. He's a really, really good outfielder.
Yeah,
he's extremely confident and has the arm probably to play over there as well. Maybe not the arm that Tuna had, but it's serviceable for sure.
Yeah, Higdon's going to be big for them. And another player that I think is flying under the radar as far as defensively, Glyn, and offensively is Dre Barrett, the freshman last season who had kind of a breakout season. He's pretty much solid in his position in third base, but he got injured in that regional. Getting him back, is just something that hasn't been talked about a lot with this team either.
Yeah, you just kind of just almost take it for granted. He was so good as a freshman. Right. And when I talked to Coach Oz and Coach Creel, Dre stayed here this summer to work on that injury, and he got that totally cleared up. But also working with Coach Makovic in the strength program, he's added some weight, knocked off some baby fat, and they say he's a little more rangy now and more athletic, and a little more of an older guy body, with some of the baby fat off. So yeah, I look for him, to be a double-digit home run guy as well.
And you've been talking about defensive and hitting, but pitching-wise, one of the guys who has come from Tennessee by way of Pearl River, Thomas Crabtree. Pearl River has had some real donkeys go on to other schools and then wind up coming back to Southern Miss. Crabtree's going to be one of those guys I will be interested to see because he's been a starter his entire career and has been effective everywhere he's been. So the fact that he's coming back to Southern Miss, not because he's been here before, but just back down south from Tennessee. I think Crabtree's one of the guys I want to see on the mound and how he's progressing, Glyn.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy who could compete for that Sunday starter spot. They like his stuff. He has the makeup, the pitch makeup as for a starter. He's been 93, 94 with his fastball. He's got a big metric downer curveball. And those pitches are, those two pitches are good enough right now. And hopefully the slider continues to improve.
All right, Glenn, how many days till baseball?
One day closer.
Hey, the big story, though, that we hadn't talked about is Colby Allen. Colby Allen was already one of the best pitchers in the conference with just 2 pitches. He's added a really legitimate circle change up that he can throw to righties and lefties. And, I was talking to Coach Oz, and he said it's really almost not fair for him to add that pitch to his mix, especially against left-handers.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I agree.
It's fine. It's just fine. Hey, real quick, we're about to hit the break. Give me Glyn Dyar's starting 3 pitchers, weekend pitchers, real quick.
Yeah, I got Colby Allen on Friday night. I got Graydon Harris on Saturday, and I'm going to go ahead and go with Crabtree for Sunday. Maybe English if he continues to progress.
Yep. Sundstrom on Tuesday.
You've certainly put me in a good mood today, and I really appreciate that, Glenn.
I'm glad to be of service.
All right, Glyn Dyar, everybody. Appreciate his contribution each and every week. Later in the show, Travis Creel is going to join us, but we're going to just kind of shoot the fat around the horn here coming back.
And why are you guys looking at me?
Southern Miss to the top. To the top. You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour.
Hey, I want to thank Glyn Dyar for coming on. He joins us every Wednesday. Great insight, and a guy that covers Southern Miss sports really like nobody else. I mean, he is dedicated to it and does a great job. Of course, Dima Mixon. There
Thank
we go.
you.
Did you hear that sigh over there? Yeah.
I was like, I try my best. I'm not the football expert like Glyn Dyar.
I hadn't forgot about my man, Dima. Y'all just need to quit irritating the coach over that podcast y'all do.
Man.
And you don't even do a podcast.
We don't do a
so
podcast.
Weird.
I don't know.
Right. And of course, no one would ever criticize this show. Eagle Tire West is the sponsor of the second segment. Former Southern Miss player Matt Warren, speaking of baseball. Invite you to see him for premium Goodyear products, full service auto and truck service next to Smith Motor Company, Highway 98 West. Goodyear Tires, full service, big Southern Miss supporters, Eagle Tire West. I'm going to make one exception. My friend Deshaun, I do seem to upset him, and I'm glad.
Oh, boy.
I'm kidding. No.
This is also going to be clipped and put on Twitter.
Yes, you're welcome to have whatever opinion you like.
This is the thing, though. The good thing about America is that everybody – and one thing Kelly said on Monday was – here's the deal. If you don't like the halftime show, if you don't like the Eagle Hour,
don't watch it.
Don't listen to it.
Don't listen to it.
But we're entitled to our opinions as much as our listeners are entitled to theirs.
That's exactly right.
Well, just as a point of clarity, though, and I'm big about being fair, truly, and the Deshaun person on the internet, I don't know what, Deshaun said that he excuse me, that he had a problem.
I told you not to eat that shrimp salad before you come in.
It sits bad on my stomach. But Deshaun had a problem with a particular word that you had for Bad Bunny, who is performing at the Super Bowl. And that's where I was going with this. Is Bob did come back later and say I shouldn't have used that word.
That's right.
And sometimes you just get caught up in the moment. You say things you shouldn't say. So I'm just saying, if you want to be critical, that's fine. But Bob did come back and
bottom line is
clip the whole part.
It goes back to the ICE thing. To me, that's a really serious thing going on in this country, and I just think that's just unfortunate that you would put anyone on a platform that right now is promoting, or not promoting, encouraging, whether he means to or not, more violence against these men and women. They're regular Americans, man. They have wives and husbands and kids to go home to, and they're just doing what they're told.
I was going to say, they're just following orders.
Yeah, if you don't like the laws, go to Congress and change them. But they're enforcing the law. I mean, that's really all they're doing. That's really all. And, little sidebar. It's just I've just never been into bearded guys wearing dresses and singing in foreign languages, and if that makes me terrible, then I guess it does. But
well, you're also entitled to that.
I'd prefer a good country artist, or maybe Metallica.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
From San Francisco. I mean, just somebody good, but whatever.
And that's one of the things that kind of hurts my heart about where we are in this country right now. Is it's either everything seems to be either black or white, and there's a lot of gray out there.
There is,
and we need to be. Don't let our opinions on things affect our relationships with each other and things like that. It's just
another thing that occurred kind of indirectly involving the campus that goes back to what Kelly said, and everybody has their opinion. And look, you're just as entitled to disagree with me as you are to agree with me, and I respect that. I was proud to see that there's a Turning Point USA chapter on the USM campus, and they held a vigil for Charlie Kirk. And I guess I was a little surprised that even that was controversial in the eyes of some people, but they're entitled to those opinions. But kudos to the people at the university that did that. And this is not a criticism, Dima, but is this not a fact? They had to do it off campus.
That's what I heard. I mean,
that's our understanding. If we're wrong, someone correct us.
Yes, that's what I was understanding.
But I'm glad to see that they did that. And
one person that my wife works with, she's one of the ministry coordinators at Temple Baptist Church, and the middle school pastor at our church was able to speak at this event, and it was a really great honor for him. And it's just crazy that they hold a vigil and like a memorial service, and you're looking up on the rooftops and there's snipers everywhere. It just gives you a nice little, where we are as a country.
Unfortunate.
Just sad.
And that kind of goes back to what we originally talked about. So let's not put anybody on a platform that, whether intentionally or unintentionally, is promoting that division in the country. That's my only point about it.
And if there's anybody who was not promoting that division, it was Charlie Kirk, because he's the one who would go and have legitimate just conversations with people.
Correct.
Not, yelling at them. The one event, I got to go to 2 Charlie Kirk events, and one of the ones I'll go to, I'll never forget, there was this person who came up to try to debate him, and the crowd started like jeering at him because of his beliefs on certain issues or whatever it was. And Charlie said, no, we're not going to do that. That's what our country wants to do. They want to just yell at each other. We're going to listen to your thoughts. I'm going to respond, and then I'm going to give you a chance to respond. That's how you debate.
Wouldn't we all be better off if we had more of that, more dialogue between the two sides?
But it's gotten so bad that even at the Ryder Cup this weekend, that where Europe defeated the United States, Rory McIlroy was harassed, and somebody threw a beer can on his wife, and saying all kinds of terrible things. And of all sports, golf is supposed to be the gentleman's sport, right? Where everybody behaves, and it's the combatant against the course. And to see that the way that some of us Americans treated
and all those Americans were just rooting for him to win the Masters 3 months ago.
Yeah, so it's just but when Rory McIlroy has to be subject to abuse like that, come on, everybody.
Civility. Let's all get a little more civil with one another.
Right, I agree.
We're all Americans. I mean, do we forget about that? I mean, we're all from the same country. It seems like we could have a little more dialogue.
Well, I know that the people from Ole Miss football, Bob, have said that about Southern Miss fans for a while. Can't you be a little bit more civil toward us up here?
We can't.
Okay,
if we're talking about an overranked team, by the way, Ole Miss being number 4 is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
There are just some lines in the sand that we cannot cross.
Well, I just wanted
that would be one of them.
I just wanted to point.
Can we have some Ole Miss shade for a second? Let me just say this. They barely beat Arkansas, okay? They beat a not good LSU team. LSU is not good.
Right.
And Ole Miss is ranked number 4. Like, do you think Ole Miss would beat Oklahoma on the road? No. Like, do you think Ole Miss would beat Penn State? It would probably be a close game, but I think Penn State would.
I'm going
do you think they would beat Texas and Alabama, who they're ranked 6 spots over? No.
No, I don't
That has got to be the most overranked. I've never seen a team
from the SEC. I've never seen this button before. This is new. Let's see what this is.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's a drum roll.
No, I thought that's what you were doing with your belly when I was looking up to you.
No, that's the truffle shuffle.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's what you hear when Kelly walks into a buffet restaurant.
I hear the Imperial March is what I hear.
Yeah,
Down, 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 down.
And we don't have a sound effect of a sign being turned around from open to closed when I go into the.
Is that what your mouth
You've
does?
never told him about your experience at the local Chinese restaurant, have you?
Considering.
Well, probably we shouldn't.
Yeah.
We're already upsetting people with everything we say again. Again,
right.
you guys are upsetting all the internet guys.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Oh
I'm
well.
telling you, y'all will be ashamed of yourself.
Even though Southern, I have a football question though. I know we're kind of focusing on baseball today, but this weekend,
How many days to
Go ahead. One day closer. Okay. But when it comes to football this weekend, Demon, of course, we know that Georgia Southern's Eagles and our Eagles have the weekend off. What do you hope to take from any results of games this weekend coming up? Because there are a couple of big matchups. I think Monroe and Arkansas State is going to be a good one to watch.
Monroe plays Northwestern, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That should be actually very interesting. No, I was going to talk about that. In the Sun Belt, there is a decently interesting game. South Alabama on the road at Troy, which would be interesting. Texas State on the road at Arkansas State. Those two games I think are going to be really interesting.
Texas State, yeah.
Because if Texas State beats Arkansas State's 1-5. That's insane.
Yeah, they're done.
And then if Troy beats South Alabama, they're 1-5, and then they would both be 2 games 0-2 in conference, and Southern Miss would already be 2 games ahead of them without even playing them. So, so it's just
So the marquee game is going to be the Texas State Arkansas State.
Yes, and
game.
I think if you're Southern Miss fans, you're rooting for Texas State to beat Arkansas State, and you're rooting for Troy to beat South Alabama
because you've got Texas State in Hattiesburg,
right, and you got Troy in Hattiesburg too. So,
but I really think when it comes to at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, it's going to be that Texas State Southern Miss game.
I know we said this earlier. We said this about the App State game, but now you look ahead. I thought Dima made this point yesterday, and then one of the high school coaches that does a local show here was in my office this morning, and he said the same thing. Now the real test is how are they going to do on the road a week from Thursday, because they flopped when they went on and they played 4 games at home.
And that's going to be the narrative going into next week's game. And I just know that, Charles Huff is going to be asked that in 50 different ways next press conference that we have with him. And, he's not going to really have an answer that, is going to be more than, well, we know we got to get it right. We're not worried about it until they play that Thursday night, because if they come out like they did against Louisiana Tech, the question's going to be asked again. But if they come out differently and win that game or be very competitive in that game, he's going to come out on that post-game presser and say, I told you we fixed it.
Right.
And if Southern Miss goes into Statesboro and wins that game, there's another team that's got problems. Is Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
When they were not anticipated.
If Southern Miss wins in Statesboro, this team has a chance to do something very special.
And I'm not taking anything away from Southern Miss. I'm just saying Georgia Southern, nobody expected them to be where they are at this point.
I want to thank Bombay Beignet Company, Genesis of Hattiesburg, for sponsoring our program. We're grateful to both of those great businesses. Don't forget about our podcast on every major podcast platform. We'll be right back.
The Eagle Hour. Southern Miss to the top.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Forest Health reminds you that keeping up with your favorite team is fun this time of the year, but don't forget the most important player on the team, and that's you. Get an annual physical, exercise, and be sure your health is as good as it can be. Forest Health can help you with expert medical care closer to home. ForestHealth.org. This segment is sponsored by D-Bat on Hardy Street. Great baseball, softball training, adult training for every sport. Luke Reynolds, our next guest knows him, I'm sure, is the manager at D-Bat, and we thank them for their support of our program. Travis Creel joins us right now. It's kind of a baseball Wednesday here on the Eagle Hour. Travis, we had Glyn Dyar on earlier and talking about fall baseball. I want to start out the segment asking you the same question I asked Glyn. What are you seeing in the early scrimmages that you like, and is there some things you see that you know you need to work on?
Yeah, of course. This time of year, there's going to be a lot we need to work on. One thing that's really stood out is the depth of the pitching staff. I thought obviously we pitched the ball well last year. It was a little bit top heavy, at times. I do think there's a lot of capable bodies, on our team that can really solidify that depth. The one concern right now is just health. I mean, we're just so banged up on offense. We only have 16 hitters anyway. We've had probably 4 just kind of banged up. So we got some pitchers playing outfield at times. We got some courtesy runners for some guys. So hopefully that'll change a little bit this week, and I think we're starting to get over the hump from a health standpoint.
One player that I asked earlier about, I want to ask you about because I just really like the kid a lot, is Davis Gillespie. Glenn said he thought you had spent some time with him in the offseason working. I got a bit of a slump last year, but he's back. And what role do you expect this kid to play, Travis?
Yeah, no, Dave spent the summer in Hattiesburg, worked really hard. Looks great right now. I mean, I expect him to play left field and hit in the middle of our order. He's just such a presence. Hit 2 homers last weekend. Had some really good at-bats. So, yeah, we're expecting big things out of Davis. And, I know he's ready to get back on the field and kind of show what he can do.
Well, real quick, it says so much about the program. Here's a kid that had been a starter, big member of the team, pretty much benched, right, the last month or so of the season, really didn't see the field. In a world where so many of them, Coach, would hit that portal when things went bad for them, you just said this kid stayed here all summer and worked. And, boy, that just says, I think, everything about the baseball program.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but also I think it says everything about the kid, too. I mean, it's definitely his choice to make that move and to stay. And, as competitive as Davis is and how much he wanted to play, I think he realized that. The other guys were just outperforming him at the time, and he was kind of going through it a little bit. But I think he's kind of got a fresh slate right now. He's feeling really good. The swing looks great, and he's had some really good at-bats in our first 600 squads.
While we're on the subject of Davis Gillespie, how would you describe the progress he made in the Cape this summer, Travis, and what kind of changes, if any, did he make?
Davis didn't go to the Cape.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he did. I thought
he went last summer.
Last summer. I got you. What are some things that he's been tweaking though to become that player that you wanted him to be?
Yeah, I think the big thing for Dave, and it sounds really simple, but it's not, is last March and April, he got to where he was just kind of in between timing on everything. He was a tick late on heaters, he was early on breaking balls, and he was just, our baseball lingo is he's in between. And I think the biggest thing that kind of starts from the ground up, his lower half of getting loaded correctly, getting his feet in the ground, and like I said, so far, his hard work's paying off because he looks fantastic.
Travis, just curious on Seth Smith. I know that last season he didn't have like a big power presence from the plate, but he did hit that homer in one of your fall scrimmages, and I guess can you talk about him and Ty Long in that position at shortstop, and then getting a guy like Kyle who can bat with power from the left side is so big for the lineup, especially with losing a guy like Pato from last season.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the biggest position battle right now is shortstop. Ty and Seth have both looked great defensively in our first 6 scrimmages. Seth, I don't think there's going to be I don't think it'll be a 12 homer guy by any means, but yeah, he's definitely strong enough to blow the yard when he gets into one. But I think really that whoever wins that position really needs to embrace the bat handler type role, whether it's sack bunt, hit and run, getting runners in from third, less than 2, not striking out, and things like that. And they both know that. They have a realistic perception of who they are, and they're not going to try to do too much. So they're both playing really well right now. So that's comforting. And yeah, Morrison, I'm sure everybody heard about the open weekend, so I'm sure there's a lot of buzz going around about that. But no, he looks great, and we got him at second base right now, and that's kind of it's probably the biggest job we have this fall is being sure he's 100% ready defensively come February. Back in
the old days, we used to call the freshmen flat bellies. Of course, just about the way this team is in shape. I mean, they're all flat bellies.
That's rich coming from you, Kelly.
Right. So I'm saying,
flat belly.
Let's talk about the freshman class and what you've seen so far, and what.
Do you consider yourself a flat belly?
Let's stay focused here, Dima. We're talking to Coach Creel. Behave yourself. Describe the freshman class overall, the strengths of the freshman class in particular.
Yeah, it's a good one. Really, really like what we're seeing. We have 4 hitters. We have 2 outfielders. Let's see. We got 4 hitters, and we like them all. You know, we got Cade Adams, Matt Adams' little brother's catcher. He's kind of banged up right now, but he'll be back soon. We got Braden Moranto, an infielder, kind of swing man, can play every position on the field. He's a little undersized lefty who can really handle the bat, and I think he's had 21 at bats so far this spring against Division I or this fall against Division I pitching. He's only struck out 1 time. Really knows who he is. Then we got 2 outfielders, Gray Eubanks and William Tunsmeyer, who both have really good skill sets. They're both really strong. They have juice. Tunsmeyer more of the center fielder who can run. Eubanks more of the corner outfielder, left-handed hitter. Really like where we're at with the freshman hitters from an arm standpoint. It's a really good class. It's a really, really good class. I could probably name about 5 or 6 that we think can, give you an immediate impact. A couple just off the top of my head, Dylan Causey from South Jones looks fantastic. Sam Mitchell from South Louisiana looks really, really good. It's a really talented arm class, and I think it's 12 total freshmen, and we really like how they're looking.
Sam's curveball slider pitch, is that one of the best you've seen from a freshman? Because I saw it on Sunday during that scrimmage, and my goodness, I mean, it was unbelievable. Yeah,
it's a real breaking ball. He throws both curveball and slider. The curveball, the metrics are off the charts. And
it's unbelievable for a freshman.
Yeah, our hitters come in and speak very highly of it. I'll just say that. So it's good, man. We got a couple other, let's say, 3 lefty freshman arms that all have looked good. All of them between that 89 to 94 range. So it's a big learning curve for those guys right now. They're getting a lot of stuff thrown at them that they've never heard or seen before, but they're all kind of taking it in stride, and they look good.
Travis, I know a couple of years ago schools were having fall baseball, and they would end it with a scrimmage game, a couple of scrimmage games against another university. Whatever happened to that?
You still can. We haven't done it since COVID for whatever reason. I think the big reason in Oz's eyes is our pitchers are on such a routine and such a schedule for these 6 weeks. When you do that, it kind of jumbles up the schedule and it messes up some scrimmage dates. And our goal is to get as many innings and reps as possible. And in our eyes, I think it kind of takes away a little bit. So some teams still do it. You can play 2 dates. We haven't done it since I guess it was the fall of 2019.
I got it, but it's not something that the NCAA changed.
No, sir.
I got you.
No, sir.
And Trick or Treat with the Pete is coming up, Travis.
Yeah, what are you going to be,
Fall World
Coach?
Series, too.
What are you going to be?
I can't tell you all that.
I hope it's not Kelly, because that would be frightening.
Yeah.
Just so we're all on the same page. I don't get to pick what I am. We're told by boss man what we are.
Oh,
so,
you're assigned characters.
Yeah, we are assigned what we are. So it's a good one, and it's always an awesome night. So we're looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, it's always a lot of fun. And real quick, about a minute left. Team sounds really good. Competition going to be stiff right out of the gate next year. You got the trip out west. I think we're hearing rumors that a really prominent California team may be coming to the Pete early in the year. Got to be ready because you guys are jumping right into the skillet, Travis.
Yeah, no, we thought last year's schedule on paper was really tough, and this one's it's right up there. It's a really, really good schedule, and these days it's harder and harder to play postseason baseball at home. You got to play a really tough schedule if you want to try to do that. So that's something Oz has really made it a point to do, and it's fun. I think it gives guys something to look forward to as well. So we have some cool trips planned, but also a couple of really good teams coming to the Pete.
Good deal. Well, we sure appreciate you coming on the show whenever we ask you, and you do that even though Kelly's going to be here, and that really reinforces our respect for you, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
All right, Coach Travis Creel, everybody. Been a hard day on you, Kelly.
Man, where's the nearest bridge? I might as well just jump.
The guys on Eagle Post can give you directions.
Yeah, for real. They're already jumping off the bridge, Bob, for baseball season.
I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?
That's bad.
MCS Home Center. Home repair, home remodeling, home construction, everything you need for your next project, home, lawn, or garden is available for you at MCS Home Center in Bellevue. Hattiesburg's new improvement home center, local folks eager to help you. 7329 Highway 98 West. We'll be back.
You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour. The Eagle Hour. Southern Miss to the top.
4th Street Bar sponsors the 4th segment of the Eagle Hour every day. We're grateful to them. Great friends of ours. Great place for you to hang out, get some good food. Lunches are delicious. They make great shrimp po' boys, other great sandwiches. Got all kinds of cold beverages, including Pabst Blue Ribbon, Kelly's favorite.
And all those midweek games that the Sun Belt will start playing, they'll be having all of those. And, of course, the Southern Miss Georgia Southern game will be one of those games. A week from Thursday night, 4th Street will have everybody there watching the game.
Hey, don't forget. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's going to be cool that we get to watch the game Thursday night, then have a show on Friday. Talk about the game.
About it.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Apple, Audible, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube. That's where you can find the Eagle Hour podcast. You can also tell Alexa or Siri to play it for you. We're on the road again tomorrow, every week. Tomorrow we'll be in Laurel, Kelly and I think. I don't know if Demon's going with us. So Lob Lolly Festival's always fun. We'll be downtown Laurel. Always fun in downtown Laurel, Kelly. Really cool downtown, no question.
Oh, cool outside. I can guarantee that.
Great history, too, of the Lob Lolly Festival. We're there just about every year, aren't we?
Every year,
yeah.
Do you recall what that is? It has something to do with logging, as I recall.
What, the Lob Lolly name?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that last year, and I can't
We'll have to ask the star of the Ben Winpigler show, who is, by the way, Ben Winpigler.
Yeah, just ask him.
He reminds us every day. Yeah, he does remind us pretty much hourly, actually. That's how he signs his emails to me now. If he sends me an email asking me a question, it's Ben Winpigler, star
of the Ben
Winpigler show.
It's like Barney Fife on the Andy Griffith show. Barney Fife would sign his name Barney Fife, MD.
So can we say that this is Bob Getty, star of the Bob Getty SuperTalk?
No, I'm not as big as Ben Winpigler.
Oh, okay.
So no, you got to reach a certain level of status before you can do that.
But when Barney would sign a Barney Fife, MD, everybody would think he's a doctor, and he says, no, it stands for Mayberry Deputy. Barney Fife.
Did you ever see that show?
No. All I've got is...
What did you just say to me? You've never seen the Andy Griffin show?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I thought it was
okay.
another show.
I was going to say, talk about un-American.
Thank you. Come on, Damon. Come on. Next thing he's going to be wearing a dress and singing in Spanish.
You just keep poking the horn. They're going to be clipping this show, putting it on Twitter.
Just how deep can Bob dig that hole?
Somebody just... It's based on the Lob Lolly line, which is popular here. That's what.
Okay.
I guess that was Ben that's texting me.
What now?
Somebody just texted me saying it's based on the Lob Lolly line, which is popular here.
What does that mean?
I think this has been.
What does that mean?
Yes,
the Lob Lolly line. What does that mean?
I don't know. This is the star that. Why did you call him and put him on the air?
Why you want
he doesn't take my calls.
This is why you want.
I can only reach his people.
I don't know. I've never been texted by this person, and I'm getting text by them correcting me live on air.
Isn't that right, Kelly? You have to talk to his people. You don't really get to talk to Ben Winpigler himself.
And then that's why you need to listen to the show tomorrow. As we'll find out all these.
We'll find out about the Lob Lolly.
I'd like to find out about news and notes with Southern Miss.
You're not going to wear a dress tomorrow, Kelly.
Oh, boy.
No, Lane Bryant is closed tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Dean.
All right. Women's golf was up in Iowa at the Finkbein Golf Course at the Iowa.
What?
I don't know.
Finkbein, that's the golf course at the University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Finkbein.
That's a person's name.
Fink is the first name?
No, Finkbein is the last name. Are we ever going to get through this? Why does anybody listen to this show? Go on, Dima. Just say the University of Iowa Invitational. Just. Dima, don't. Dima, stop.
I'm tired of looking up at Kelly's body mass. Every time I look to my left and he's talking to me, it's just a belly.
I'm going to work on that chair for you, Dave, I promise. Well, maybe we'll put Kelly in the little chair tomorrow.
Well, that would be something to see. You'd probably need to be ordering a new chair.
And it was totally unnecessary of you to show me a picture of Jabba the Hutt.
All right.
Yes,
Anyways.
we are friends.
Golly.
Sort of.
Whew. All right. Women's golf finished tied for third out of 16 teams.
And where were they playing, Dima?
I'm not saying it again.
University of Iowa Invitational at Finkbein Golf Course. Somebody has to keep this train on the...
Did you ever meet Fink?
On the Finkbein. And it's
What
not
is happening right
And
now?
it's not something that requires a series of shots.
Women's soccer is on the road at Louisiana tomorrow night. Softball is playing a scrimmage game against Jones College. Women's volleyball is at Arkansas State this weekend. And beach volleyball is at the Fall Coconut Beach.
Yeah, they're the smart ones. They're at the beach, right?
Who
did you say is playing Jones?
Softball. They have a scrimmage.
Oh, I see. Okay. They do that every year, I think.
And volleyball team, we're going to get out to the facility next week and talk to some of the volleyball young ladies. They're off to a 3-0 start. They swept Louisiana Monroe last weekend. So the volleyball team showing some signs of, and man, they've been getting great crowds out there
They
too.
have been drawing well.
Yeah, at those home games. Southern Miss fans so thirsty for consistent winners.
Yes. And
You know?
clipping
That's
on
why
Twitter.
we did a baseball show.
That's crazy. Clipping for Twitter too. That's they're passionate about that.
Yeah. Well, it's fun today. We had a good time. And want to thank
Two of the three of you had a good time.
We want to thank Glyn Dyar and Travis Creel. Even Travis took a shot at you. Did you
He
notice
did
that?
off air.
Yeah. Did you notice that, Kelly?
But add one more thing on the Super Talk Eagle Hour podcast, verbalabuse.com. Probably you can search it right there, this show.
It's about time to mute his mic, I think.
Yes. Kelly is our friend, everyone. Don't think otherwise.
Verbalabuse.com.
In fact, he and I will be working tomorrow together at Lob Lolly, right?
I'm sure you won't buy him lunch.
Well, if we eat lunch, I'll buy it.
Wow.
I mean, that's the way it'll be.
You know what that means.
What?
We ain't having lunch.
Southern Miss.
To the top.
Keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I go through the revolution.
Waiting. You do it at grocery stores, in traffic, and at the doctor's office. But what if you could skip the wait altogether? Introducing Trust Care Plus, a healthcare membership that makes feeling better even faster. Skip the waiting room and enjoy priority access at any Trust Care clinic. Sick kid? Text your care crew day or night. Get discounts on prescriptions and so much more. Wait no more. Feeling better just got a whole lot faster. Join Trust Care Plus today. Plans start from just $15 a month. Learn more at trustcarehealth.com/plus.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.